Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic through and through, and today, by the grace of God, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. We want to welcome you to this platform, regardless of what your addiction may be. You're absolutely 1,000% unequivocally welcome here. We support your pathway, and whatever that may look like. We're just happy you're here. We are here to help, and we want to make sure that your pathway works for you. Real quick, I want to give a special thank you and shout out to those we had such a great turnout Friday night's Crosstalk meeting, and then of course to the Crosstalk online meeting, the Zoom meeting on Saturday night. It's just so spiritually fulfilling, those meetings, just being able to sit and talk shop with a bunch of like-minded folks who all share the same common problem and, more importantly, the same common solution. If you've never been to a Crosstalk meeting and you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, I encourage you, even if it's within driving distance, a couple hours, I encourage you, come down. We have Crosstalk in person on Tuesday and Friday nights at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church in Huntington, West Virginia, starting at 7 p.m. And if you're not local to the area, that's okay too, because you can join us every Saturday night at 9 p.m. every Saturday night for our Crosstalk online meeting. You can go to recoveryclassroom.org/XTO to find out how to join that meeting, or you can just simply plug in crosstalkmeeting.org and I'll take you right to the same place. So encourage you to swing by and hang out with us. One of the topics that came in on the Crosstalk meeting on Friday was self-respect, and as I shared on Saturday, we were going to get to that this week. And so I was running this morning and I was thinking about, how does self-respect play into recovery? How does that work? And as I was running, it dawned on me, the fact I was running fed into that self-respect. And here's what I mean. Whenever I got sober, I made a promise to myself, not to anybody else. Matter of fact, I don't think anybody knew what I was going to do, but I made a promise to myself that I would run 20 minutes a day for 3 days a week. That's 1 hour a week. That was it. Just I was going to try to run 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week, just for 1 simple hour. And so I kind of made this vow to myself, and lo and behold, I started doing it. And I started respecting myself. And that's what I want to share today. How do we build self-respect? If we don't respect ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't, nurture ourselves, our spiritual and mental well-being, we're screwed. To put it long and short of it, we're just screwed, right? It all starts with how we feel about ourselves. And self-respect is one of the key things for me. When I came back into the rooms, I had no self-respect. I didn't respect who I was. Sure as hell didn't love who I was. Even more so is I didn't know that I didn't love who I was. I didn't know that I didn't respect who I was. So how did I do that? Well, what I did is I gave myself these little goals, challenges, if you will. I made these little promises to myself, not to anyone else. I didn't tell my family, hey, I'm going to be running 20 minutes a day for 3 days a week. I don't think I told anybody that at first. I just said, I'm going to try this. And to nurture that self-respect, to help develop and grow that self-respect, give yourself a goal. And it doesn't have to be exercise related. So let's be clear about that. It does not have to be exercise related. If you're an alcoholic, give yourself a goal. I will not drive past my liquor store at all, today. I will not talk to or hang out with the people that drink all the time anytime I was with them before, just for today. Give yourself these little goals. And at the end of the day, when you're able to look back and say, damn, I completed that. I didn't drive past that liquor store. I didn't go to that dope man's house. I didn't drive past that dope man's house. I didn't hang out with active users or active drinkers today. When you look back at the end of your day, you can go, damn, I did it. That's how we start nurturing that self-respect. We start taking stock in our words. We start taking or accepting that accountability. Now, with that being said, just because you make a commitment, a small promise to yourself, doesn't mean you're just going to be perfect. When I first got started, going back to my exercise, when I first got started, I didn't run 20 minutes a day for 3 days a week. I tried running. It was kind of tough for sure, but it started out like I'd walk for 2 minutes, sprint for a minute, walk for 2 minutes, sprint for a minute. But I didn't fully run. At the end of the day, though, what mattered was the fact that I tried showing up. I did show up, and I tried to accomplish my goal. And even though there were days that I didn't run a full 20 minutes a day, I was still able to look back and go, damn, I said I was going to do that. And here I just did it. I showed up. I tried. I made an effort. When we set these little goals for ourselves, make these little promises to ourselves, we have to understand we may hit them, we may not. If my goal is not to drive past the liquor store today, and lo and behold, maybe I have to go pick up my kid from somewhere who just happens to be somewhere where I have to pass that liquor store. Okay, I got to go get my kid, obviously. Sometimes that's beside the point. I have to go get my kid. So yeah, I have to drive past that liquor. All right. The point here is I set a goal and I work to achieve that goal just for today. That's why we always say in the rooms, just for today, just focus on today. And so over time, when I got 2 days under my belt, 3 days under my belt of completing these or fulfilling these little promises I made to myself, well, hell, I can start taking stock in what I promised myself. When I say, well, hey, today I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm going to make it a point to go get a haircut. And by God, today I'm going to go get a haircut. Okay. I can look back, and when I say it, means I'm going to do it. And over time, as I start building up these little victories, for lack of a better term, I start having belief in myself. I start having credibility with myself, and I start respecting myself. And here's the great thing. We are not the first ones to see that change. Usually it's the people around us that see that change. It's usually the people around us that start going, damn, Drew said he was going to do that, and by God, there he is. He's trying. Shit. Hats off to Drew. Well, next thing you know, people start having respect for me. People start going, damn, that Drew's on to something. I can't tell you the number of times I said I was going to get sober. I can't tell you the number of times I said I was going to stop drinking. And time again, I failed. I failed by my own devices. And it wasn't until I came back into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and I didn't listen to all the noise. What I did is I took a few simple suggestions. I read the book, I found a sponsor, and I worked the steps. That was it. And I remember Keith when he told me those 3 things. Find a book, read the damn book, find a sponsor and work the steps. That was it. Okay. And I tuned out all the noise and I did those 3 simple things. Those 3 simple things are what allowed me to realize that I didn't respect myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't hold myself with any high self-esteem. Matter of fact, I had none. But as I started working those steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, I realized, you know what, maybe I'm not a bad person after all. And lo and behold, over time, slowly, it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't like a switch flipped. But I remember the first night, my first day of sobriety. I told all these people, I'm going to quit. Well, my first day of sobriety, I knew it was such a struggle. And I texted my friend Chad. He said, how'd it go? And I said, I made it. That was the start that was the starting point for my self-respect, for me developing that self-respect for myself again, because I made a commitment to myself. I made a commitment to Chad. I made a commitment to a few other people. I'm not going to drink on July the 6th of 2021. And at the end of the day, I was able to make it. And over time, these little small promises that I kept fulfilling to myself, making and fulfilling to myself, didn't have to be perfect. I just had to try. Those little small promises, those little fulfillments started helping me develop that self-respect for myself. And again, other people started seeing that. And that's made other people start respecting me more. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have an absolutely kick-ass day today. It's Monday, start of the week. I figure have an idea that it's going to be a long week for sure. I want to thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. And I want to thank my friends who hung out with me this weekend in our new pilot effort that we were attempting. Just so again, spiritually fulfilling and rewarding. So thank you guys. You know who you are. If you guys have a topic you'd like to hear discussed, drop it in the Recovery Classroom private Facebook group page, or you can email me directly, drew@recoveryclassroom.org. We'll take a look at it and see what we can do. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.